Hello, this is Julie Yuan from Department of Geography, and today I'm going to share with you my own research. And my research topic is the policy entrepreneurial processes and outcomes in climate innovation in China, a case study of on the forest project of Alipay. And my target journal is Journal of Chinese Political Science. At the very beginning, I want to share with you what is ant forest to make you have a clear background information. Um, yeah, ant forest is actually project of Alipay and is launched in August 2016. It is an innovative mobile app which is designed to encourage users to adopt low carbon lifestyles. And there are three ways. There are three approaches they adopt to encourage people. The first is offering personalized carbon reduction accounting, which is to say the app uses users' behavioral data to calculate their avoid carbon emissions. And the second approach is it used the socializing and gamifying low carbon lifestyles to encourage people, which is the individual's users are avoided with green energy points which can be compared and transferred between the users. And the third approach is to provide carbon offset rewards through physical tree planting. And the reason why I chose ant forest as my case is mainly because, firstly, ant forest is a project advocated by the entrepreneurs, and they initiatively take actions in climate policy innovation, and it also turns out a great success in environment protection. And then the local government adopt the mechanism and then apply the similar model as the ant forest into practice. In Guangdong province, the local government they advocate a reward mechanism is called the 碳普惠 policy to give the real award to the people according to their low carbon behavior. And then the third reason is it is a proof that the entrepreneurs do play roles in policy innovation in not only economic development but also the environmental protection, which attracts fewer attention from business people before. And to make it clear, I just divide my presentation into two parts. The first is introduction, and after this, I will introduce the language feeders I used in my introduction. And in my introduction, as I followed the CARS models to organize my introduction. And at the very beginning, I established the territories and by use the sentence, this transition from central dominant to decentralization under the authoritarian government like China has stimulated entrepreneurs to involve in the policy innovation. I use this sentence to claim my centrality, and after this, I make my topic generalization by using the sentence compared with the economic development. The environmental protection attracts less attention from both local governments and entrepreneurs before 2010. And then following this, I just review previous researches, and I divided the previous researches into three parts. The first is the other researchers' understanding about the definition of policy entrepreneurs and their idea about how to classify the policy entrepreneurs into different categories. And then the third is their understanding about how the policy entrepreneurs they can participate in the policy making. And then I start the move two to establish the gap, and I found that there is less attention to the role of entrepreneurs in climate innovation in China, and to indicate the gap, I point out the limitation of the current studies, and there is a conclusion I highlight in the yellow color. That although this definition and categories helped us understand who can be policy entrepreneurs and what role they can play in policy making, the processes and outcomes that entrepreneurs participate in policy innovation are still obscured. And following this, I addressed the gap by outlining the purpose, and I write this sentence. In order to fill the gap, we focused on one particular project and first to find out the processes and outcomes of policy entrepreneurs' work in the context of China. And then I announced the principal findings, and the possible the probably finding may be that the at first policy the entrepreneurs that strive to realize or fulfill its own intrinsic or internal generated mission or goals about environment protection played a critical role in perpetuating the policy innovation. And second is that the project can also drive local governmental innovation by providing a successful example of carbon emission reductions. Like I mentioned before, I want to analysis. As I mentioned before, I want to analyze the actions taken by Guangdong province, and what's the difference, what's the successful experience they take from the Ant Forest project. And the second part is language feeders. Actually, there are three main language feeders I applied in my introduction. And the first is ed, participle as pre-modifier before the main clause, and the sentence is written like this: compared with the economic development, the environment protection attracts less attention from both local governments and entrepreneurs before 2010. And I combined the second and the third feeders all together in one sentence like this: and forest a project of Alipay, the project of Alipay here is a feeder of nouns are used as corresponding words. And then let's move back to the sentence. Yes, Ant Forest, a project of Alipay as one of the main products of the Internet plus green finance, has fully demonstrated the innovation of the business model of Internet plus green finance. And after this, I used the attributive clause to modified nouns, which means I use the which clause to modify the internet plus green finance, and this to say I use the with clause to elaborate the internet plus green finance, and it is to it's aimed to realize the target about carbon emission. Okay, that's all my presentation, and hope you enjoy it, and thank you.